if there is a person you can learn a lesson from about taking over a business at perhaps the youngest age and then continuing to make it into the behemoth it is Bhushan. There's no one more than that. He has consistently grown the company from strength to strength, taken T-Series from milestone to milestone. They are the #2 YouTube channel in the world. Please, a big round of applause for that, I think. Worked on multiple soundtracks, producing films, music. They've got titles that are #1. Oh, why does typos happen to me? Sorry, I wanted to give Bhushan a little heart attack, I guess. That's it. #1, my God, my apologies, please. A big round of applause. I'm seeing a slightly Indian avatar today. I don't know why, but it's quite a difference. He himself is a passionate musician. You know him as one of the judges from the stage. But today he's here in a unique conversation. Bhushan, please give them a huge round of applause.
Thank you. First of all, Bhushan, I want to say thank you. I think I heard from backstage Roshan saying that you're very reticent and you won't come out and you do this. So I think on behalf of Tasnim, all about music and all of us, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I think I think the next few 20-25 minutes, I think the stuff that you're going to say, a lot of it I think a lot of people don't know about, and especially from your mouth, from your heart. Okay, so broadly, you are the world's #1 music channel in the world, which is quite an achievement. It's fairly large. And some of the data that you probably don't know is 29 T-Series channels. The main T-Series channel has 58 million subscribers. That is significantly large. But total subscribers, because they've got 29 channels, is 104 million subscribers. You know how tough it is to get to 1 million. This is 104 million subscribers. And the baffling statistic is the lifetime views on all of these 29 channels. I mean, if anyone wants to warrant a guess, I'd love it. It's a shockingly high number. It is 147 billion views. Slightly large number. So, BK, I think I want to start with right at the beginning. You know, I think, and all the conversations that we have is on the backdrop of where you started and how you became the world's #1 music channel, because today is a digital age. Obviously, digital is important. So we'll use that as a backdrop. But tell us, from your dad, Gulshanji, when you took over at 19, you've been in the business now for 21 years. Just tell us a little bit about your journey in your own words.
See, it's a long journey. I never worked that time, means when my father was alive. I just used to go to office to take my pocket money and all these stuff, and I was crazy about cars. So my father always used to buy me at that age, means when I was I think 17, used to buy me all the fancy cars at that time, and my mother was just behind him, why you are spoiling him and all. But as everybody knows, my father was a very big Shiv Bhakt, means and he taught me to go to mandir every day. Morning, evening, he taught me that you have to go to mandir and you have to do puja like I do, and you will get that blessings which I have got in music. Everything he used to end with music. So, and that time he used to tell my mom, he's so dedicated while going to mandir every day and day and night, day and evening, he will never get spoiled with these kind of things. So, you know, every mother is scared about their kid, means he will get spoiled, you will spoil him and all. And my father never, in his childhood, he was a struggler. So he had never got these opportunities of buying fancy cars, and he wanted to live that. He wanted me to enjoy that and live all those things and use all those things. So it started from there, and this tragedy happened, means in 1997, and we all were shattered, means all entire my office, all staff, everybody was so close to my father. Because he used to treat everybody as family, not as employees. And that's the reason, means till today, means I have all the people who were there with my father. They were young that time, 22 years old and all, and till today they are with me. It's like 20 years, somebody is from 20 years, 17 years, 18 years, and that's a big long time actually. Actually, I want to thank them all. Means it's Neeraj Kalyan, Vinod Bhanushali, and they all are my uncle, Bhushan Kumar. Everybody has supported me, and above all, my mother. She was the one who supported me a lot. I mean, you know, I literally used to, when I took over the business, I literally used to come home and cry. Okay, how to manage this? I don't know how to manage. I don't know how to make music. I don't know how to do marketing. How should I do this? And means we believe as family and as RTC's family also, okay, means there was something, means my father was there somewhere and blessing us, giving me the guidance how to do it. Otherwise, I'm talking 21 years back, and that time things were very different. The government policies were very different. More than making music, running business, you have to tackle these income tax departments, excise departments and all these things, because that time it was more of physical sales, and it was very tough to sell these cassettes and all legitimately by paying full taxes and all. It was very difficult to earn. Everybody of us know that time we used to pay 60 to 65% taxes. So I didn't know anything about it. I mean, I didn't know about what is taxation. I was studying actually that time. And marketing for me, it was very far away कि कैसे करेंगे. And even the industry was scared. Means we have bought many music rights. My father had bought many music rights, and we were supposed to market and deliver. So many people supported me. Many people got scared. Okay, because that time, you know, means music was the very important marketing tool, because we didn't have these programs or channels, or you know, everybody was dependent on music will be marketed and we will get this kind of exposure for our film. So things started, we started promoting. I used to literally folded hands, tell people, okay, I will do great marketing. And
was that really tough? At a time when you were so young, you had no experience going to the big banners, I mean now, which you just take for granted because you work with everyone. Back then, was it a real challenge to try and explain to them that the legacy of Bhushan Kumar will continue through you, and T-Series is what it is because of his legacy, but a young kid of 19, even with the incredible team that you had, that you'd be able to deliver what you're promising, what your dad had promised?
Absolutely, it was very, very tough. Means many people told me to leave their music rights. Leave the music right, we'll give it to somebody else, because everybody had that kind of concept of it, and that was true also. My father was one-man show, and he used to plan everything from pin to plane in our company. So that thing was there, but I had blessings of him, and he was totally guiding me, means, and my mom was there, and we started doing things, and we achieved. Our first music was Aflatun, I still remember, and we marketed that, and then there was Dule Raja. There was a song which my father gave in that film from his Bhojpuri album, that was Akhiyon Se Goli Mare, and that became a huge hit. Films became hit, and everybody started getting that confidence in us. We released Oh Jane Jana, Pyar Kiya To Danna Kya that time, and then the first music I bought, first negotiation I did actually, was Hum Dil De Chuke Sanam, which with Mr. late Jammu Suganji, and that film also became super duper hit. Music became super duper hit, and then I went into, I want to try my ears now. That time though I was just buying and releasing music. Then I went into, okay, I will try my ears. I want to make songs and see that inherent quality of my father.
What film was that, where you actually were part of the creation process of making music?
That was not a film first, that was an album.
Which one was that?
Divana. That was a Divana album with Sonu Nigam. And I clearly remember, and that time Sonu Nigam was a Magna Sound artist. And I requested him to take a wave off from them and just sing it for me. He said, I will sing it for you, I will not feature in it. I said, don't feature in it, this is the album I have made with my taste, And on every lyrics, every word, with Faiz Anwar and Sajid Wajid, I sat and I developed this album. It took me, I think, 6 months to develop this album.
And what did it do in terms of sales back in the day? How many units do you sell of cassettes?
We sold, at that time it was huge, we sold 40 lakhs units, which was huge, and we got the first award also for that album. And till today, Nigam sings those songs in the all the concerts and all. And then he came back to me, and then we did a lot of, he broke his contract with Magna Sound, and then he came back to us. And from there, I judged, it means I have that inherent quality of my father, which he had in me. And then I tried with a film called Tum Bin.
So many years, Bhushan, with film, non-film, all of that. Obviously, in the current day, and I keep coming back to the fact that you're such a large player in terms of, specifically in the audience for TCs.
See, it's very important. Initially, we all used to sell cassettes. And we used to calculate our profits and everything from the number of cassettes sold, and all those calculations we used to do while investing into a film or music or album or anything. And when this digital world was coming, it was very new to every one of us. Means we were thinking if cassettes, people will stop listening to, what will happen to it. And but when this digital space took over, I think it's very convenient. It means today you get your monies on time, you get your recoveries and license fee on
The
time.
ability to discover as well, right? Digital has opened up the ability to discover great music and new artists a lot easier than in the good old days where you had to physically
Absolutely.
chase an artist or
Absolutely.
follow an album.
Today YouTube is such an important platform, and there you get so many artists, and you can take them, and then they definitely want to grow more after they are recognized, and then they want to go more further with the films and all. We have done so many songs like they were YouTube artists, and then when we put them in the film, it has gone to next level.
So the fact that you're putting out so much content every single day, every single month, how large are your teams? I mean, it would seem to the outside world that there is an army of people that you would need both across digital, across A&R, across marketing, the entire package to essentially deliver a channel that's growing, almost at 1 million subs a month. How large are your teams? I'm sure everyone here would love to know that.
The biggest thing what you need is good ear for music and good content, nothing else. And team, I have a very bouquet team. As I told you, I have people. I'm not hiring new people and all. Means I have a team from last so many years, and those are the people. There are few bunch of people. Means it's not like we go and hire people who have that kind of sense कि ऐसे market करेंगे इस तरीके से.
But कितने लोग कितने हैं आपके? Because digital is still a new phenomenon, social is a new phenomenon. Obviously, you can't have people who've been in your system forever managing, right?
Maximum 25 to 30 people.
Across digital, social, everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. So 25 people across all these teams deliver how many pieces of content a day today?
Content is huge.
It doesn't have to be a full song. It could be a trailer. It could be a first. It could be anything.
It's lots. It's countless actually.
It's lots. Okay, let me ask you this, and again, this is something that everyone knows, everyone talks about. Your ability of delivering hits is quite a known phenomenon, right? Your hit-to-miss ratio is fairly solid, and it's been discussed a lot. How do you identify content? Like, how do you know when you hear a song, what's going to be a hit? Is it just your ears? Is it some science? Is it a gut? Is it what?
See, it's the ear means, to judge a music. I've got inherent from my father, I guess, because that's what I feel, because he had great sense for music, and he has delivered so many non-film albums. That time means when it was not called pop music, we used to call non-film, like Laal Dupatta Malmal Ka, Jeena Teri Gali Mein. There were so many songs, and I still remember he used to sell lakhs and lakhs of cassettes. And people used to wonder how he is selling non-film music more than film music of other films and all. So I think I've got that thing inherent from my father, and that thing is driving our company. And I'm not saying I'm proud about it, but I really feel means we really judge songs very well before they are even gone to any platform.
again, this is one thing that your company is known for. A lot of recreation has happened in the last few years. You would see that in, in mainstream films. You have some original music, you have some recreated old tracks, and I understand why people do it, because there is a familiarity, that comes with a great old catalog song redone in a new way. So between original music and recreation, what's your take?
See, I think the recreation music. Many people criticize for that, but they listen also to the same songs. See, recreation, according to me, it's tougher than making a new song.
Okay.
Because we are not just remixing the song, we are recreating it. The music composer is putting so much effort to recreate and make it better than the old one. Some people fail also, but
have you failed? Have you spectacularly failed in one great iconic song that was just incredible?
I don't think we were involved. We means, I'm talking about my TCS team. We take very particular steps on to judge a song on this and the track from the composition and all. If you'll see all my recreation, they are not just remixes.
Correct.
Many people have done just remixes and they are saying this is a recreation we have done. You see my Bhushan Kumar, I did recently Dil Chori Sada Ho Gaya was my pop song which I did Dilbar. In that you will see we just use the landing of it.
Correct.
And everything else is very well merged by the music director. Lyrics are new, sound is new, singers are new, everything is new. And it takes a lot of time. It's not like, because new song I can judge and I can get it made in 2 days, but this takes 15 to 20 days, maybe 2 months. We don't just release it कि अभी हमें एक गाना चाहिए, फिल्म में एक गाना recreation डाल दो और हो गया, नहीं. Because if it fails, I've seen so many songs failing, which we have not done that, but I've seen them failing and it's very miserable actually, because when you destroy an iconic song.
Absolutely. The other thing that I've seen of late, especially in the films you've done in the last couple of years, let's take Tumhari Sulu for example. Non-commercial film, commercially non-commercial, not mainstream, boy girl running around the tree kind of films, and one great song, Suit Karta, for example, just becomes a huge thing. Same with Hindi medium and films like
Suit Karta was in Hindi medium.
In Hindi medium, I beg your pardon. Which was the Tumhari Sulu?
Banja Mere Gane.
That's right. Between commercial success and critical acclaim, what's your point of view? Which is more important, or is it a balance? From a T-series perspective, how do you judge that?
See, we work on balance of it. Today content-driven films are working big time. We made Hindi medium, we made Tumhari Sulu, and we made Raid. So they all are content-driven films, but yet commercial. So we got critical acclaim also on those films. We got commercially also, we earned great money on those films. So I don't I take it, I make it mix actually. Means it should be commercial also as a studio, and it should have that kind of message which people wants to see today. That doesn't mean massive film doesn't work. Means we have just recently given a super hit Satya Mein Vijayate. It's a totally massive film. It's not a message oriented film, but everything works if you make it in a proper balance.
The one thing that we've seen in the last couple of days at All About Music is that there's a huge amount of positivity and conversation about this whole non-film. I say non-film because we do that as a business at Universal, but non-film and independent, because there's a hell of a lot of independent musicians, singers, writers, composers in the audience. And there's a huge buoyancy that over the next 3 to 4 years, as we sort of try and become a top 10 market. What is your perspective? Firstly, I have a couple of questions. One is, as T-series, what is the balance that you strive for between film and non-film? Purely from the fact that film is your main business. And how do you think in terms of, in the next, let's say, just 19, 20, 21, 22, next 4 years, because that's the road to 2022 is the 10-year entering the top 10 markets, music markets in the world. How important do you think independent film, independent or non-film music is going to be? So give us a forecast. First tell us T-series, then give us a forecast.
See, I'm a strong believer of non-film music from the beginning. And I always fight with my media partners to support it. And because they are always behind Bollywood music. But I strongly feel means to get the new talent, means we have introduced so many new talent. as T-Series. To get the new talent to get on board with the Bollywood music and everything, there shouldn't be. See, it's a hit song which works. It's a sweet voice. It's a correct voice which works. It's not film or non-film song which will work. But that's the concept I'm trying to change. And as a result, we are doing as many as I think 50 to 60 singles this year. We are planning. We released 25 to 30. We are all planning to release more.
How many are non-film?
All are non.
These are all non.
These are all non-films, and next year will be more than 100, I guess. And that will be the mix of new artists and old artists which we have, so that lot more and more new talent can come on board and we can take them to the world.
So simply
Like we introduced Guru Randhawa a couple of years back, and today he has become a sensation. His all songs comes on YouTube, and his song Lahore is the biggest on YouTube by I think 550 million views, which is
we were talking backstage, and our buddy Neeraj Roy, he made a very pertinent statement that music today is just not listened to.
It's not just listening.
So there is a huge audiovisual component in music, especially with non-film as well.
Absolutely.
Now, there's a lot of talent here who doesn't have the kind of wherewithal or the money or the ambition or the size of you to say, okay, Guru is a new guy, but he's a T-Series thing, and he does a massively expensive video, right? How important is having this incredibly expensive video route versus a great song?
See, it's not expensive video. It's right video at a correct budget, but it should portray what you want to say from the song. It shouldn't be just like that. Means putting in money, shooting in foreign locales doesn't work. There are so many examples. Means recently I just bought one song to write, that Ghata song. Tera Kya Jata, that Ghata song is there. It is doing very well on YouTube. I immediately bought that song for a film. And if you see those visuals, they are very normal visuals, but it is connected to the song. It's taking the song lyrics forward.
Did you buy the song before the song went, or after you bought it, right?
After.
So the original video of Gajendra Verma, if I'm getting the name correct,
Yes.
was something he made, which was a nice, simple, good-looking video.
Absolutely.
Now, when you buy it from a non-film and it's going to a film, obviously the mount is going to be spectacular.
No, it's
But
not.
if you had a song like Tera Tata, which not necessarily is a Guru Randhawa, Lahore, Ferrari, Dubai kind of shoot, what would you do with a song like that?
And it will go.
Of course you will. If it was a non-film, because you also do non-film music, how would you treat an average to a great song in terms of video treatment? Would it have to be spectacularly snazzy, or it would be just simple?
That's not necessary. The concept and the tone of the video is important as I told you, from the lyrics point of view. It should portray the lyrics, what it's saying. That's very important. I don't think even in our film, I will give you a film example. Means I give it to everyone. Like Tumio song, which Mohit did in our film. It was shot in Bombay, and it's shot without lip sync. Normally, means everybody tells me अरे lip sync गाना होता है तभी चलता है. And this is an iconic song, and it is our largest selling song till today. And that song has done wonders. It is shot in Bombay on normal roads, interior of studio, and that song has done wonders. So I don't think what you are saying means budgets are not important for
the narrative and the song is important.
Absolutely.
A great song is a great song is a great song. We all know that. We're out of time, but I would be remiss if I wouldn't open up a couple of questions, preferably not from legendary people. Neeraj, do that. But I really would like to give a chance to somebody who admires Bhushan Kumar and really has a question for him, and then we can end with you, Neeraj. Is there anyone in the audience who'd like to ask BK any question? Doesn't matter what, when, how, what. Anyone? Raise your hand. No one has a question. Neeraj is going to come back to you. Oh, sorry, there. Can someone give the lady a mic? We're just going to do a quick couple, and then you, and then we'll close.
Hi sir, my name is Rupreet. I wanted to ask that how do you, what is your view on infringement happening through YouTube cover versions? How often do you think you send strike down notices to hundreds and thousands of people who are uploading cover versions? How do you go about it?
We don't offload them, we encourage them actually. And because they claim, we are not filing a claim of infringement on them, but we claim the views and the monetization comes to T-Series. So it's good. Means from there we have got so many singers from that kind of cover versions. So it's not an infringement thing anymore.
That's excellent. Thank you.
The route to come to T-Series?
See, today social media is so big. We have a Facebook page, we have Twitter, we have Instagram, everything. You can send your request there, and obviously because we entertain people in our office for sure, but it's so many people are there in our country, so it's very difficult to. So social media has made this possible. So you can definitely put your things on our Facebook page and all, and we'll definitely reply to you.
So every request on social media is attended to?
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you.
Niraj? Sorry, we have one more.
Yeah.
Song.
Sir, what is your opinion on the about the credits which has been given to the composer and the lyricist? What is your stand? Some of the issues came recently about the credits is not given to a lyricist or a composer for any song on YouTube or other platforms.
Which song you're talking about? We have to give credit to.
You give. I'm not allocating you anything. I just want to know.
No, we means I'm talking about the industry. That's a normal norm. Everybody has to give to the composer of the song and to the lyricist. We have to give that, right?
Absolutely.
They are not showing it. So the recent issue was that from a song from upcoming movie Ila, there was the credit was not given to the lyric writer, and often it happens with the composers too. Only the actors and the singers get the credits. I just want to know, you are saying that it doesn't happen. You are saying that it doesn't happen.
It was an overlook that got.
I mean, it must have been an oversight or something. I don't know. Means because Ila is not music. I'm not doing.
Yeah.
Saregama is doing. But we definitely take care of these things because we really respect composers and lyricists because they are the people who make songs with us.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Niraj, we'll close with your question. You had a specific question to ask.
Thank you for a wonderful session, Devraj. I have a small comment, or rather an anecdote to share, and then a brief question for Bhushan. The anecdote is, he talked a lot about his ear for music. So I want to tell you, we've had a relationship now for over 14 years. And when the caller tune market was growing in India, he and I would meet one time in a week. He would sort of, there was a particular reference. So there's this song called Masakali, which was Delhi 6, I think.
Delhi 6, more.
And it started with Masakali, Masakali. So Bhushan says to me, he says, sir, ये आप लोगों ने जिस तरह से कट किया है ना, ये गलत है. इसका मुखड़ा, it has to start exactly there because it's only 30 seconds. And in that time, the consumer must relate to it जिससे कि वो download करे. That is one. The other example was, as that market started growing, Bhushan started saying that this song I am putting into the movie because this song I believe will run very well for RBT. Should yaad hoga, like Bhool Bhulaiya, a film like Bhool Bhulaiya, which is a thriller, but that one song was added keeping that in mind, as it was. So I think having experienced it, all respect for what you've been able to sort of build around that. My question is, music is wonderful. What has been the secret success in the last 3 years into becoming one of the top 3 movie studios? That's not a question which Devraj has asked you, so please share something for the audience.
See, that's again means it was my father's dream. Means his first dream was to be the successful music company and make great music for the audience. And second thing was, which like he always used to say, means people, I still remember he went to Bhatsab to make Ashiki, and that time he told Bhatsab very innocently, okay, Bhatsab, I know how to make music, but I don't know how to make movies. So please help me out and show me how we can make movies. So that thing was, it was in my mind, means it was told to me by my mother. Okay, my father was very crazy to produce great movies. So that was my thought first. Okay, first whenever I am successfully handling my music company properly, after that I'll get into making movies, which we started. Initially we started with Tummin, Bhool Bhulaiya, Lucky, Salman Khan, then we went into Reddy. We were doing occasionally, and from Ashiki onwards, also we got good results from Ashiki, then Ashiki 2, which I made with Bhatsab and Mohit Suri. So from there the things started going up, and we got into the filmmaking thing, and now today we are making 10 to 12 films in a year, and we are very proud to be, and we had 6 successful hits in last 1 year, so which is a very good rate. So I hope means I'm able to fulfill my father's dream of making great movies. Thank you.
Great, thank you, BK. I really appreciate it. Thank you everyone. I thought this is a great session to get some real stories about somebody who's changed the way music is consumed in our country, digitally and otherwise. Thank you very much from Tarsem, all about music and me for doing
Thank you
this.
very much, everyone.